What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well today. Today is a very special day because we have been blessed by everyone's favourite Muppet, that is Fat Muppet, and it's been a while since he's released us a track on MX Bikes. He is famous for tracks such as Walnut and Farm 14 and Redbud 2K. If you was unfamiliar with the name, but you've played his tracks, I feel like 99.9% of the player base has played and enjoyed his tracks at this point. This is the CGI Facility. This is a real track based out of, I think, South Carolina, somewhere in Carolina. I literally read it 2 minutes ago, but I've already forgotten off the top of my head. I apologise. And looks really, really cool. Like, I love the elevation that we've got going on here. It's just a little bit, you know, not too much, not too little. And looking at sections like this over here at the back, oh, my inner Supercross lover is going to come out to play today. So we are going to spin some laps, do a little bit of waffling as we always do, and maybe mess about on this little free-ridey kind of area that we've got here too. So I hope you enjoy. For all of you passionate gamers, you can now get 20% off all G Fuel products worldwide by using code LINS at checkout. And for any of you motorheads looking for some new drip or apparel, use code MXPR_LINS15 fxrracing.eu to get 15% off. All links and codes are in the description down below. Enjoy the video and drop a cheeky little like and subscribe. Now, I may or may not have got a little bit carried away whilst eating my my dinner and may have spun a lap or two around this track already. So I know where I'm going, at least. So hopefully we don't crash over and over again trying to learn the track for the first time. However, after those literal 2 laps, my God, what flow this track has got. It is absolutely amazing. It flows so well. I always get a little bit nervous when I load up tracks on a 450 because it's usually very hit or miss on if, like, the bike's just got way too much power for the track, but the 450 around here goes really, really good, and I 100% would recommend it if you're loading this up for the first time, because there's some big boy jumps around here, and you know what? You want to have all the power at hand to try and get as steezy as possible. Is that coming back? It is. Lovely stuff. There's a couple of tricky sections, like those little uphill rollers right there. You can get a little bit out of rhythm and get it wrong. Same with those rollers there. I have to check up on this one. There we go. I'm glad I remembered the last 2 laps in a row. I may have overjumped it just a small bit. And then we've got some big boys like this. What's the Oppo game looking like at the moment? That was dreadful. that was awful. It's one of the worst Oppos I've ever seen. I should be ashamed. Give myself a slap on the wrist. Let's go into first person so we can do this track some justice. I apologise for you third person enjoyers that I don't get to do more of it. It's purely from a case of majority of the people watching prefer first, and then also I just play better in first, and I want to do as well as I can to show these tracks off because they really do deserve it. Now, in regards to Fat Muppet tracks, I'm not sure if he's still working on it behind the scenes, but it's been a very long time. But there is a track, which I'm not going to go too in detail on in case he plans on releasing it at some point, that he sent to myself probably like a year ago now at this point. It's been a very long time. Just to test and ride around on and see like where it can be improved, etc. And I thought that it would have been released to the public by now. But maybe that might just be one of them projects that just hasn't quite made it, you know, not made it to the end stage. Maybe he's not happy with it and it's to the point where he's maybe burnt out on that track, or he's started other projects since. This project, however, looks really, really good. And I'm just kind of looking around the outskirts as well, because I like taking in the scenery on tracks like this. It looks like it doesn't sprawl out for miles and miles and miles. Like you can see the wall, you can see the tree line and where it ends, but he's done a really good job of like blending different trees together to make it not just look like a solid wall. It actually looks good. It looks believable. It looks like we're kind of encompassed in this little area of ours, and it's just a really, really good job all around. I like the textures that he's used. We don't usually get this sort of like a reddish kind of dirt, like a dark orangey reddy kind of colour. It's usually brown or like a light yellow that we get in this game. So it's nice having something a little bit different. Some people will be a little bit disappointed to find out that this track is on the store. However, here's my thoughts on this. First one being, sorry, I've seen a few people asking if I can cover some free tracks, and I literally just cover whatever tracks are out at the time. It just so happens that we've been getting an abundance of really high quality shop track coming out that I want to cover for you. So that's exactly what I'll be doing. And when there's good non-paid tracks that come out, I will cover them as well, exactly like I did on Swedish Midsummer Carnage 2. So I hope that is okay and a decent enough explanation for everyone. Then secondly, my standpoint on this is the time originally when Fat Muppet was making tracks, was when paid tracks weren't even a thing. So he's got these like really high quality tracks that everyone and their dog have played over and over and over again in like Farm and Walnut, etc. And he didn't really get anything out of it. I mean, you can always just say, you know, track making should just be a passion, like a labour of love, etc. But when you are a certain quality of track builder, I really do think you deserve to be compensated for that. And all the way through the years before the shop existed, all the track creators would have like PayPal or donation links in the descriptions of the tracks they'd release. And all that would happen is you would just get other track creators like kind of recycling the same $10, $20 that just gets passed around between everyone. Never made any real money out of it. So I'm all for giving back to these book guys. I think they really do deserve it. And I think it would be a bit of a... I don't know, I feel like people take it for granted sometimes, the amount of time and effort that goes in. And people like expect everything for free these days. And I think that kind of stems down to a lot of modern games, taking like Fortnite or Call of Duty, for example, or having like battle passes where you can invest on it if you want to, but then you don't have to. So a lot of people just expect these really high quality games or DLCs for games for completely free. I'm a little bit different. I come from an era where you would then have to pay your money for your Call of Duty, and then every couple of months you'd then have to pay more money for a big DLC pack. You'd get like 4 or 5 DLC packs a year. So I'm used to paying for content, so it doesn't really bother me too much. But I am well aware that is a generational thing. I'm well aware that a lot of people that watch these videos are a lot younger than I, some of them literally being half my age. I know there's some of you watching this right now that are like 13, 14, that have a completely different thought process about these things. And I also understand that not all of you can like go and ask parents for money all the time when new tracks come out, and that's absolutely fine. But what I don't think that should lead to is then track creators or community members being put down, or just being moaned or complained about because they've just asked for something in return for their time and effort. So I'm okay with it. Hopefully that is a good enough explanation on that whole situation on paid versus unpaid tracks. What else? Oh, I wanted to cover something else today. What was it on top of my head? Now this is a sensitive subject. I really don't know the best way of approaching this without trying to get myself cancelled. We may as well, you know what? We're all friends and family here, for the most part. So let's just rip the band-aid off. So 2 days ago, I created a video on Maxime Balinchiv's recent track that started with a K that I already can't remember the name of. It was a Russian track. And the title of that video was For Mother Russia in all caps. Little did I know at the time, the like keyboard warriors or the woke people or the social justice warriors in the comments would take that to heart. In my mind, I then come from a time where I would go to school, I would come home from school, load up YouTube, and watch an FPS Russia video of him blowing shit up and putting on a Russian accent and it being funny. And the whole time growing up, if ever you was to mention anything to do with Russia or try and like put on an accent and try and be funny, the saying "For Mother Russia" would be there. So to me, it is purely a bit of fun, purely a joke, and a phrase that has been used through multiple years to just throw a little bit of fun Russia's way and have a joke about it. For whatever reason, some people in the comments took that title as me trying to essentially let's take a dump on Ukraine for some reason. In what world do you think I have some sort of hidden agenda to be making MX Bikes videos on the internet, sat in my own room talking to myself or talking to my computer, and then trying to put underlying messages about supporting Russia versus supporting Ukraine? What are you smoking? Because I really, really do want some of it. I am so far removed from anything political in the world. It's unreal. I couldn't care less about either side. Obviously, it's nice to have feelings one way or another. You know, if Ukraine is being, let's put it in gamer terms, is being done dirty, is not having the best of times at the moment, then by all means, I can feel bad for them. Me, as a MX Bikes YouTuber with 58,000 subscribers, can do absolutely f*** all about the situation going on over there. So I don't involve myself in it. I have no desire to get political on this channel. I don't care for politics in my own country. Never mind what's going on with wars across the world in different countries. It is of no interest to me. I'm just trying to live my own life, do my own thing, play a little bit of video games, and upload it and try and have a fun time with you guys. So where all of this hidden agenda, and I know full well what I'm doing when I named the video this, comes from, I have no idea. In the nicest way possible, if that is your thought process and you want to get offended on other people's behalves, then just go away. I don't want or need you here. Like, there's no point. I want people here that can have a good time, that can have a joke about, can have a laugh, be light-hearted. And let's be honest, I've said a lot worse things than the phrase "for Mother Russia" on this channel. Like, if we want to go that deep, the fact that I can sit here and say, oh, I would happily f James Charles in the arse, maybe people from certain countries in Asia might not be fans of that saying. That might be offensive to them because gay marriage isn't legal in some countries. So at what point do you just stop talking altogether and not be allowed to say anything, you know? Because no matter what you say, someone across the world is going to get offended by it. And that's not what we're here for. We're here just to have fun. So get over it. You know, it's not that deep. It's not meant to offend anybody in any way. And especially, like, if you are from Ukraine watching this and you took offense to that, then I apologise. That's not the goal at the end of the day. But what I don't need is random people from other countries saying, oh, that's a bit of an edgy title, you shouldn't have done that. It's stupid, it's pathetic, and it just reminds me of like videos I've seen on TikTok, etc., of people like walking around with sombreros on, with maracas in their hands, and everybody else other than the Mexicans getting annoyed with them. And then when they ask the Mexicans, they say, yes, I like your outfit, it's cool. So I don't get some people. So long story short, get off my dick. It's just a YouTube video. It's just MX Bikes. There is nothing meant by it. If we eventually get a track that comes out that's based from a real track in Ukraine, then I will name it For Daddy Ukraine, just to make amends, if that makes anyone happy. So, sorry to go off on a little tangent there, and Fat Muppet, if you're watching this, sorry to do this in the midst of reviewing your track, but it's something that I wanted to get off my chest, and I hope that I've worded that in a way that is, I guess, not taken out of context either, and not made the situation any worse. But that is my true feelings on it, is it's not something that concerns me. Yes, it's a bad situation, but there is nothing that I can do about it. And I'm just trying to poke a little bit of fun at a phrase that I have used all of my life growing up, watching FPS Russia do YouTube videos and blah, blah, blah. So, moving back onto the track now. I've really good fun. I mean, have I crashed more than once yet? I don't know. I don't think so. But the track has a really good flow. Where I said at the start, there's a bit of elevation, but not too much. So it's not like you're going up and down massive hills like Ernay or Budds Creek. It's just enough so that you get a little bit of difference, or you get a little bit of height variation for when you take off jumps, when you land jumps, and it feels very natural. But it does feel nice and flowy. It doesn't feel super man-made. Obviously, I've seen nothing about this track, the real-life track. I've only seen it in-game. So if they've been lucky enough to have this sort of land with this sort of elevation and made a track layout that flows this nicely, they've done a really good job. And I could only dream of having tracks like this anywhere near me in real life. I don't think you'd get me away from the place. Like, really cool. Love, by the way, the almost like the Hollywood symbols. You know, you got it on Glen Helen, we've got it on CGI facility now as well. Love that. I feel like that's starting to become a little bit of a staple of some motocross tracks where everyone's kind of riding the wave. And overall, just looking around, really pretty place. Now, I've got nothing else more to say than that. I think Fat Muppet, his tracks always speak volumes. Like, they're always really good tracks. But this one, in terms of the like on-track visuals, I'm not really bothered looking off in the distance too much about the ground, but like the placing of trees and bushes, etc., is really good. But on the track, the variation in the dirt, like, I could stop here and we've got, so if we go from left to right, we've got grass, off-track dirt, transition between off-track and on-track with like a lighter orangey brown. We've then got a darker orangey brown in the middle. It then goes back. So there's like 4, 5, 6 different variations of soil underneath you, and it's always changing the whole way around the track. It's never just like one flat colour the entire way across. So I have to give props where they are due. Fat Muppet, I think you've done a really good job on this, and at least for me, I don't pay attention to every single Discord these days. I don't know if there's been like sneak peek pictures or videos posted anywhere, but this is the first I've heard of this track. So really nice surprise. And I only saw it because I was scrolling through Discord after recording a second channel video earlier, and I saw someone say, like, all in caps, Fat Muppet's new track drops today. And I was like, hang on a second. Quickly loaded up the shop. There you go. It's there already within the space of like 30 minutes when he wrote the message. So lovely stuff. That gives me a nice nice video ready for Saturday. So with all the ranting, raving, rambling, all the R's aside, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and sorry to turn it into a little bit of a political thing. It's just one of them things that I saw a couple people just really get under my skin a little bit and just throwing accusations out there when there is no like evidence or base for them. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I would very much appreciate it. I've got a fair bit of editing and censoring of swear words to do in this video, so that's my rest of the afternoon sorted. I hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon or evening or morning, whatever time of day it is for you, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.